Hey guys, taking a break from Forza today to do some repairs to my car. And while I'm out there, I'm hoping to show you guys why you should never, ever own a Pontiac of any kind. Preferably the Grand Am V6 model, especially. And I hope that in the future, nobody buys this car anymore. It doesn't matter who you are. Don't buy it for your kids. Don't use it. Don't buy it, period. Literally, don't buy it. It's not worth it, and here's why. Now I'm going to start with the interior first. For the most part, I am going to be a little nitpicky on it, but overall, these cars have been having a really bad reputation, and here's why. Everything in here is plastic. Literally plastic. I don't know what Pontiac's obsession with plastic was, but if you look at it, I don't see any little bit of aluminum, metal, anything. You know, nothing. Nothing at all. So, everything in here, it will crack, it will break. I don't know why they put cloth on the sunroof panel, but it will eventually pull apart, if you can see, and it will eventually just break off, and it basically will not look good whatsoever. Now I'm going to start with the windows second. The windows, notice, all plastic. I don't know why they weren't recalled or anything that I know of. I haven't been able to find anything about this, but the windows in Pontiacs, especially the Grand Am models, they fail. They fail quite a bit. It's just the regulator in there. It's the motor. They do fail. It's all plastic, and eventually you get a window like that one. And if you guys notice, I'm pulling it down with my hands because the regulator failed. Why they continued to sell this, I haven't a clue. They're worthless. My next issue with the car is how should I put it? It's everything's close to you. I'm not able to scoot the seat back very far, so everything in the driver's seat is extremely close. I feel absolutely claustrophobic about this car. This car is, if you can see, that's all the room I have, and it feels like my shoulders bunched up. And yeah, plastic. Now, the next issue I have with this car is the transmissions for any model, the 4-cylinder, the V6, they fail quite tremendously. GM had a huge problem with them, and I don't know if they fixed it or not. I don't know if it's labeled as a recall, but transmissions are known to fail in this car. Believe me when I say that, they fail quite tremendously. And these cars actually do eat a crap load of oil. It is absolutely insane how much they eat. Oh my god. I can't tell you how much oil I've put in here. Probably in the past year, I put about 13 quarts into this car. before the oil changes. My next issue with this car is the hood release. The hood release is so firm, so strong, that it will surprise you how much you have to pull it back. If I can get the camera to go down, let's see here. Now, that, it stops about right there before you have to pull it a little harder, but there's a little piece right here. I've actually managed to cut myself right here, and if you're not careful enough, you can actually go right there and it will cut you. That is actually from it. My next issue is the maintenance with this car. It takes so much to do one little thing on this car. And for example, I'm doing a rear valve cover replacement on this car. And to do that, you need to do a number of things. For instance, the car is too low for me to get a jack under it, so I have to jack the engine up. So I have to jack the car up and put it on a jack stand, and then jack up the engine just to get it up. Now, after that, you've got to take off the distributor and do that. There's just 4 little bolts you take off. That's fine. You got to disconnect anywhere between 5 to 7 sensors, and after that you have to take off the alternator. And after that, if you were surprised like me, there is a bracket for the alternator in there, and it holds up an idler pulley and the tensioner. Now, in order to take the belt off, you have to jack the engine up and actually take off the engine mount. Yeah, you heard me right. You have to take it off. Now, once you take those 2 off, the tensioner and the idler pulley, you have to take off the mount or the bracket holding it. Now, after that, then you can take off the valve cover and replace the gasket. And then you got to put everything back in. Basically, it's almost a whole day's work job for something that could be way more simplified. I can't honestly tell you how many problems I ran into with this car. Everything fails. It's rubber, plastic. I had a harmonic balancer that actually, the rubber inside actually went out, and it ate my belt. Literally ate my belts. I went through 3 belts on this car. Now that's it as far as for issues I have with this car. Pontiac, I don't understand why everything has to be so complicated. There are definitely some things that they could have improved on with this car. I mean, I do know they went out of business and officially in 2009, and their last car went off the line in 2010. These cars do not have the best reputation, so my best advice for all of you guys is to stay away from these cars. This is my second Pontiac. I've had a Sunfire, and it was just nothing but issues and issues and issues. And once again, all plastic. I don't know what Pontiac's obsession with plastic was, but yeah, do not ever go with these cars. All right.